Welcome back to Shavers Insider, your entertainment news roundup. So Fashion Forward launched season 4 with 22 designers bringing us cutting-edge couture and the latest trends. Now, as the whole event has grown, so has the success of some of the designers. Michael Cinco, Furne One and Ezra are now all addressing megastars. That's for the Met Gala, the Grammys and even the MTV Awards. Let's take a look at some of the highlights. Known as the definitive platform for the Middle East style scene, Fashion Forward continues to drive the regional industry to a global audience. 19,000 guests, 19 catwalk shows and 8 D3 fashion talks, and of course supermodel power from Yasmin Le Bon. It was all about Middle Eastern design talent and collections which bridge cultures. The mystery and magic of Arabian Nights was defined by Emirati Zareena Yousef's Spring-Summer 2015 collection. The set, the music, the headpieces, and of course the gowns whisked us away to a mystical world of ancient civilizations and princess fairy tales. Timeless pieces, simple cuts, and an exotic fusion of ethnic embroidery and flowing fabrics. The new take on goddess power dressing. Such an incredible collection, so powerful. I mean, I literally felt like there was some sort of Egyptian goddesses and like a ritual was going to happen. What were you going for?
See, this time I don't want it because every time when I do a collection, people think that, they categorize me either it's Indian, either Arabic, either that. So this time I called it Arabia. Right. So I took from Gulf, Middle East, I took Egyptian, Moroccan, Arabic culture, all of them, and I called it Arabian Night. So it's a mixture of so many countries. I have to look, for what we say clients, that they look like princesses. So what happens when I do a dress, I have to wear it myself. If I don't feel I'm so powerful woman, I throw it out. So I love the woman all the time to look powerful and feminine.
So it's empowering the women who are wearing your clothes. Now let's talk a little bit about the fabrics, because I know you spent some time in India, and that's where you kind of developed your love of texture and materials.
See, I don't know. I love India. I love the ethnic in India. I love the culture of India. So I think when I started my first career, so I used to travel there. And then once I went there, I was in love with the colors. I was in love with everything. So I have to go. If sometimes I'm not inspired, believe it or not, I go to India. And it's the buildings, the culture, everything, the colors inspire me also.
From Arabian Nights to Arabian Dreams, the Empress 1688 drew inspiration from the desert at Morocco, using a more muted, dreamy colour palette of beige and blues. Pure cottons, crisp linens, tailored suits and of course safari dresses, the Golkar Brothers, that's Babak, Haman and Farhan, are now literally going global. Okay, so guys, like last season's collection was all sort of Victorian, Albert, and this one is so different. What was the premise this time?
Well, we were looking at a sense of memory and specifically looking at a time where there was no cameras as ready as available now. So you could go on holiday now and you come back with with so many videos and pictures and Instagrams, so you can almost relive that memory. But this season we were looking at a time where it wasn't so readily available. So we're looking at the 70s and specifically the 70s and Yves Saint Laurent and his life in North Africa, in Morocco. So we're looking at dissecting specific elements that would trigger a memory for him or anyone else who would travel in that period of time. So we're looking at a lot of the sand colors, we're looking at a lot of safari kind of looks, and then we're also looking at the blue of his house in Morocco. So there was a lot of specific references to those, taking, what things would specifically remind someone going back home after an adventure or a holiday.
And that was, obviously tying in with the film, with the sort of love-struck guys running through the desert. Why did you want to do a film at the beginning of the show this time?
I think we're living in a very visual kind of way, and I think it's important for people to understand. I mean, the written word is fantastic, but this time, the kind of lives we live now and the kind of world we live in, it's very important.
It sets the mood as well. It really sets the mood for the show as well, which we thought would be perfect to do, especially for this season.
Absolutely.
It was such a different tone. Now, women's wear, you guys are doing so much more women's wear, which I'm so excited about. Now tell me, how is it different designing for women as against designing for men?
For women, I would say it's much easier because women are more open to experiment with what to wear, but men, they're still stuck in, there's certain things men will wear and they won't wear, so I think women's is probably easier.
That's interesting. So women, you kind of feel you have much more scope, it's much more adventure.
Yeah. We can experiment more with women's.
That's good to hear. And finally, I know you guys have won a wonderful award recently. Tell me a little bit about that. Don't be too modest.
No, but it's incredibly humbling. I mean, to be a brand from the Middle East and to represent, the region in an international final, which is, it's incredibly humbling for us. So we really hope we do everyone in the region very proud.
And that's coming up in January, right?
Yeah, we're the finals in London Collection, so we also get to show our brand in London Fashion Week, London Collections, which is quite amazing.
So those were the brothers, but these are the sisters. That's Lubna and Nadia Al-Zakwani of contemporary Omani brand Endamage. Their ready-to-wear collection revealed embroidered petal, overlay capes and feminine floor-skimming dresses in a spring palette of pink, white and turquoise. So Endamage is basically the merging of two ideas and obviously like two different trains of thought, and obviously East meets West. Tell me a little bit more about that ethos.
The merge that we chose to focus on was a merge of our country, Oman, with more of the modern wear that exists right now in the region. So that's where we got the name from, basically.
Okay, and I believe that it was all based on Zanzibar inspired. What happened? Did you go there on holiday? How did it work?
Well, we actually did go to Africa, but Zanzibar is a part of Oman, and it always has been. So we have a very strong influence of Zanzibar in Oman. I wanted to bring that out because not a lot of people know the history of Oman. So I wanted to show that off.
Absolutely. Now, I know you use like Omani patterns, is that correct, in some of your designs? What could we see today from the collection?
We're very subtle when we show our culture. This time what we chose to do is with our fabrics to customize most of it. So for instance, the leaves that were there, that were embroidered, plus we took in the shape of the pineapple, the intricate designs of the pineapple, and we put that into. It's very summer, it's very light, and it's something that's very strong when it comes to Zanzibar.
And celebrity designer Michael Cinco always brings fantasy, drama and seduction with his fabulous couture gowns. Clients including Beyoncé, Lady Gaga, Jennifer Lopez and Dita Von Teese. He's also now moving into designing costumes for A-list movies. So Michael, that was absolutely divine collection. Going back to like your mood boards and your influences, how do you create such dramatic effect but still anchor it in reality, clothes that women can wear?
Well, actually, I was inspired by the movie My Fair Lady. I was inspired by the character of Eliza Doolittle, that she sells flowers, so most of my collection are more on spring colors.
Pastel colors that we want.
Colors, and I was inspired by the flowers like roses, daffodils. Yeah, and I think it made me realize that, when you make something light colors, it makes the woman more feminine.
It gives her a more sort of softer, ethereal kind of thing.
And at the same time, they still look sexy.
And tell me about the fabrics. What fabrics were you using? There was a lot of lace?
A lot of lace, a lot of tulle, and I put a lot of details in each fabric.
Tell me now, I know you've got loads of celebrity clients at the moment. Who are you working with?
I just finished actually working with Rihanna. I did a couture dress for her for Bazaar editorials, and I did also costumes for Mila Kunis in our upcoming movie Jupiter Ascending, which will be shown next year.
Amazing. So is the process quite collaborative? Do you spend a lot of time with them working it out, or is it just all you?
They give me all the details and all the things that they want, and I give them the designs. Yeah.
Stunning, multicoloured lace couture dresses and choreography to complement both the menswear and womenswear looks. But it's of course Michael's wedding dresses which always steal the show. Spotted on the fro was creative director of Balmain, Olivia Roustang, and the D3 Fashion Talks to foster industry discussion were hosted by the editor-in-chief of NowFashion.com, Jessica Michaud. Aside from the fashion elite and the shows, 50 of the finest regional accessories designers displayed their creations in the garden. And of course, each day closed with the uber-fashionable after-parties. The Flashback, the Fro, and awesome regional designers. But stay with us, because coming up after the break, we've got the best local musicians at Dubai Unplugged.